As an expert in this area of insurance, we can help you make the right decisions regarding D&O insurance. In this video, I'm going to focus on private company D&O. Although we do work with small public companies, most of our D&O placements are made for privately held firms. So, what is D&O insurance and what does it cover? D&O insurance is purchased by private companies to protect the company's decision makers from lawsuits which can arise from allegations of wrongful acts. Wrongful acts include things like breach of duty, misrepresentation, poor decision making, misleading statements, fraud, and poor governance, just to name a few. When employment practice liability, or EPLI, is included, lawsuits which allege wrongful employment acts like failure to hire or promote, discrimination, harassment, hostile work environment, wrongful termination, and more are also covered. Basically, company leaders can face expensive lawsuits for their actions of running the company when a third party is negatively affected and elects to bring a lawsuit. The persons covered in a private company policy are more than just the board of directors. It includes the owners, managers, and generally the leaders are considered insureds on the policy. The critical reason D&O insurance is needed, even by small private firms, is that these lawsuits that I mentioned before will name a company leader personally as the defendant. Without D&O insurance, that means a company leader may need to pay out of pocket to defend themselves in a lawsuit and ultimately pay the settlement. I call D&O insurance personal net worth insurance because it's there to protect the personal assets of the company leadership from claims which can arise from managing and leading the company. In addition to protecting the company's decision makers, D&O also protects the balance sheet of the insured company as well. As you can see already, every company and nonprofit faces the risk of potential lawsuits. Those with the highest degree of risk are firms with investors for two reasons. First, investors often want a seat at your board, and before joining the board or investing in your company, they want to make sure you have D&O insurance. Second reason is that investors have expectations, and if those expectations aren't met, it can often lead to lawsuits. Who else can bring the lawsuits? Well, government and regulatory agencies, employees, as I mentioned, when you have EPLI coverage, these claims are covered, suppliers and vendors, competitors, customers, and finally, if your company is going through M&A activity, you may face D&O claims from that as well. How do you get D&O insurance? Well, an application is needed to capture details on your company, what it does, how it operates, and so forth. We'll also need financial statements, employee handbooks, and other documents to support the submission before we go out to the marketplace. How much does D&O insurance cost? I talk more about the cost of D&O insurance in the pricing tab above, but generally speaking, it's going to be based on the type of business you're in and the size of your firm from a headcount and revenue size standpoint. Small nonprofits can get coverage for as little as $1,200 a year, and for small business premiums, they land in the range of $3,000 to $7,500 a year. Firms in the tech space will pay slightly more and range from $4,500 to $12,000 a year. Again, these are rough estimates for $1 million limit of coverage. To find out what coverage would cost you and your company, let's have a conversation where I may be able to give you a better ballpark of premiums and see if it's in your budget. Firm premiums really can't be predicted until an application is submitted to the market, and our commitment is to leave no stone unturned to find you the right D&O insurance at the most competitive premium. Want to learn more? Click the Let's Chat button above and schedule some time for a conversation. I promise during our call to not be the typical insurance guy. There's not going to be any pressure or sales gimmicks, just a conversation to see if we can help you and if we're a good fit for your company. Thanks for watching.